So this is the, I decided to combine the second video and this finishing of this memorial box together. And if you watch some of my other videos, you're going to wonder, you know, like, well, I guess, you know, I've done enough preaching, you know, that I'm probably more serious than I am stupid. The stupid stuff just keeps me sane, but makes other people insane. So I've always had this marketing thing problem, which is, you know, you do some things, and then do other things, and then you do this and you do that, and nobody knows, you know, what to expect out of you, and that scares people. People like consistency. And I understand that. They like to get to know somebody, or think they get to know them, but I don't think they really do. I think people, you know, well, some people are just robots, and they just do the same thing over and over again. You know, I can't say I don't know them. I know people like that. But I can't. So, you know, what you're going to see in this video is, you know, watch the first one in the series, because that's very straightforward, serious. I think maybe one sarcastic, you know, comment in the middle of it, and 10 minutes, which is unusual for me. This is a follow-up for it, and you know, you can see that I do work that's, you know, it's still, I still like the whimsical stuff, but because I blend it right in there. But I like, you know, doing it. It's hard. It's much harder to do the realistic, for me, the realistic stuff than the wax stuff, because wax stuff's more me. But I do like doing this stuff because it means something. So there's the point I finally ran across, is it means something to me. What's in the piece, not necessarily that it's screwy or straight, but that it has something to say for me. Here we go. Let's just get with this and edit it all down and get it out there. And thanks for watching and putting up with this whole process. I appreciate it. Now we're going to open our package here. Open Mom. Get Mom out of the packing material. Here we have another cardboard box with faux wood grain and card and a can. Oh, look, it comes like in a cookie tin. This is a certificate of cremation. Okay. So basically, I know what I need to know now, which is how big I need to make the inside of my box, which is big enough to hold this faux wood box. Okay, I've got the basic box built, so I have plenty of room on the inside. I don't know if I'm going to use this, but I've had these balls. There's a hand-blown glass balls. They've got a loop on the bottom. I'm thinking about, and I'm not sure how I'm going to attach it, but I'm thinking about attaching this as a hand. Just like the simplicity of this ball on top of this thing. It's almost, you know, I don't want to get too mystical, because you know, I'm open to everything, but I'm not a terribly mystical person. But it's almost like, it, you know, either energy's coming down into the box or going out of the box, you know, through this ball. So I think this is a good idea. I think it suits my mother anyway, which is what's important here. And I'm going to do some, you know, as best as I could do, some realistic portraits on this. I'm going to have to really concentrate, so I just can't be turning this thing on and letting it run, because it takes hours and hours and hours for me to get this to work. So when the next scene, I guess you can call it, you know, I'll have something done and I'll describe what I've done. I painted 4 angels, and I've painted like the name of my brother and myself, and the 2 animals that we had in the house, Bandit, the dog, and Sugar the cat. So the reason for this particular color scheme is that the ball, the glass ball on top, kind of set the color theme for the whole piece. So what I've done is I've taken this reference and I've transferred the reference to the box and done a rough sketch so I know what the proportions are like, should be like, and then I will start blocking in, you know, color basically. Well, what's interesting about painting, something that I like, is when you look at a photograph, you really don't see it, but when you paint from a photograph, you spend a whole lot more time looking at it. And you know, I'm like looking at my mother when she was a young child, and you know, I can see my eyes and eyebrows in that photograph. So, you know, it's very interesting how You know, just even now reviewing photographs of her mother and father and her can bring to light, you know, that heritage that's passed down. So that's what this box is all about. It's about passing down heritage. Even if it's not to your own family, it's going to go somewhere else, because I just don't think anybody will chuck something like this out. Somebody else will have it and build up some kind of mythology around it, and it'll live on. Here's the photograph, and there's the painting. You see, it's pretty. I think I did a pretty good job there. Looks pretty close to the photograph, I think. So we're going to go on to another side. Robert is my grandfather, and here he is on the box. I'll try to get it without the glare. He was a really great guy. Really loved my granddad. He was a hunter and a fisherman and an artist. He was a great wildlife and landscape painter. He lived in Montana. I tweaked it a little bit, and now it's much better than it was before. So now we got to move on to the back and painting my mom as a kid, and painting children is a whole lot harder than painting adults. And there's my mother, and it's from a photograph where she says, "My one and only Shirley Temple Perm." So that's what we've got on the back of this with Shirley Temple Perm. Here's the lid, the inside of the lid, which I've painted my Good Luck Angel, which I put on a lot of my pieces. Normally I sign the backs with them. It's kind of my, like, you know, get over my sarcasm and, you know, woes me self, and you know, put myself up and just imbue the piece with some true feelings of good luck for whoever ends up with the work. And then on the bottom of the piece I've signed it. Now I like to date things because especially a piece like this, because you like to know what year it came from. I put my big fat melon head on the thing. You know, that's a representation of me. And except I think the little black hair representation should be white now, but black just that's what you get. I kind of shaved my head now, so it shouldn't be there at all, but I kind of like the little spiky things. Anyway, and I, of course, write my name. And, you know, I write, on all my pieces, I've always written, like, where I live. So, some people may consider odd, I don't know. But I always thought that, you know, in the future, if there was any value in this work, people might like to know where, you know, the date it came from, who it came from, and where it came from. So that little piece of history may be of interest to someone. I don't know. That was just always the thought. And here's the... It's just hard to see with the light the way it is down here. Mother and her dad. Here, her mother. And there you go. So I think more you have to really just lift it off. There you go. There's the inside. And again, the Good Luck Angel. Check it out on the website. It's just going to be a whole lot easier to see. Thank you. Hope I could do something like this for you. It's actually been a great liberating experience, and now I can rest in peace as well as my mother can, and I can go on to my next project.